BidenMarch.com. March for a better candidate, June 27th, 2020. Because Joe Biden will lose and we demand a candidate who can beat Trump. Where is this happening? In U.S. cities and state DNC headquarters. Social distancing or car required. A pandemic responsible vote of no confidence in Joe Biden and the DNC. Joe Biden needs to go in order to defeat Donald Trump and achieve fundamental change. Working class recovery. Medicare for all. A federal green jobs program. Direct intervention into police accountability. At the end of the day, the only way real change takes place is when millions of people stand up, fight back, and say enough is enough. The Democratic Party has done nothing for decades, pushing weak candidates and letting the GOP destroy our country. March for our needs. The needs of American taxpayers have been ignored for decades. We deserve and demand fundamental rights as taxpayers. FDR's New Deal confirms that bold, taxpayer-funded ideas are not only possible, but effective at achieving basic rights. Our demands are based in historical successes, the current success of these ideas in individual states, or their success in countries around the world. Millions of middle-class Americans have little left to lose and are prepared to withhold their vote to insist upon fundamental change. And some are prepared to do even more than that. March against the DNC. For decades, both parties have used corporate propaganda to deride and prevent the expansion of social programs. But while Republicans openly act against the expansion of rights for Americans, Democrats do it behind false promises of change and under a false dedication to Americans' interests. The Democratic Party continues to be elected without achieving any progressive change, while accepting corporate donations to legislate our tax dollars into corporate subsidies in lieu of the social programs we demand. I want to remind you all, though, that taxpayer dollars don't actually fund anything. MMT. Get with the program, folks. In a time of unprecedented opportunity provided by the circumstances of our current society, the Democratic Party is holding hostage the hope for any meaningful legislation under a vote for us or get Trump platform. Bernie or bust grows new legs and keeps on walking. As we approach the 2020 election, our most basic demands are as follows. Medicare for all, taxpayer-funded public education, working class recovery from COVID-19, a guaranteed jobs program based on a federal investment in infrastructure, universal guaranteed voting rights, secure and transparent elections, direct intervention in police accountability, comprehensive immigration reform, equal human rights for all. And there's a sign-up form! Welcome to the March Against Biden, a grassroots demonstration against nonsense and malarkey. For the sake of being able to quickly and effectively organize, please complete the form as fully as possible. On Twitter, it's @BidenMarch. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/group/BidenMarch. Please email bidenmarch@gmail.com with any direct questions. That is, if you'd like to join the organizing team or you have any questions/concerns. Which state are you in? I'm in Pennsylvania. There we go. Lancaster. I'd like to march in Lancaster. Which week is best? August. Week 1. Which week is worst? June, week 4. Which time of the week is best? Doesn't matter. How will you demonstrate? Social distance with mask. Which age range do you fit? Hey, they have even older than me on here. What best describes you? I am willing to help organize a march in my state, support organizers of my state's march, social media outreach. I could do that. Who do you support as a replacement for Biden? Bernie fucking Sanders. Did we stutter? Best contact info for the march. Email, link to Facebook, Twitter account. There's my Facebook. Where did you find this movement? friend, acquaintance. Victor Tiffany, the OG of Bernie or Bust. Revolt against plutocracy. We're spearheading this. Revolt against plutocracy is going to try to get this word out on social media. Do you have experience organizing protests, marches? I have organized a protest march. I've been the picket captain on a strike. How's that? Since this is a grassroots movement, what are your suggestions for a successful march? Be loud and proud. Social media. The mission, if you choose to accept it. We are in an unprecedented time and we are calling for unprecedented action. We have one chance to defeat Donald Trump and Joe Biden does not meet the challenge. Under a clear set of disqualifying circumstances, we demand Joe Biden drop himself from consideration for the 2020 Democratic nomination or that the DNC use their power to force such a change. We have demonstrably better candidates than Biden, and it is now more than ever integral that we run the candidate best suited to defeat the most dangerous president in the modern history of the world. Except for the one before him, and the one before him, and the one before him. The DNC has been singing this song for a long time. Despite how the media choose to portray the current situation, Democrats have not officially nominated a candidate to run against Donald Trump. In August 2020, delegates from across the country will officially cast their ballot at the Democratic National Convention, and a nominee will be elected to run in November. In the midst of this unforeseen world crisis, Joe Biden is no longer a viable option and is unsuited to guide us through this unprecedented time. Since our election system is clearly not reflecting the general sentiment of the nation to run the best qualified candidate against Donald Trump, with majorities of the country supporting middle-class policies, 69% of voters now support Medicare for all, we choose to stand up in hopes of saving our chances of success in November and beyond. Joe Biden is on a clear path toward a loss against Donald Trump, and the middle class simply cannot withstand another 4 years under this administration. We tried to tell you. To submit the form, you may need to go back up to the top and click this little caret thingy. That should expand the view. Submit. After you do that, click on this link on Facebook and this link on Twitter. Let's go to Twitter first. March for a better candidate. Hit the follow button if you haven't already. Then go to the bottom of their pinned tweet and then like it. Retweet it. Next, click this Facebook link. March for a better candidate. Click follow. Click like, like. Click like, and then click share. Share on your timeline. March for a better candidate. Post. This has been shared to your timeline. And then be ready to show up at the march. If you're in Lancaster, let me know. If you know how to say Lancaster especially. And we'll go march together with our masks on. Stay tuned to Howl Underground for more developments.